Have you ever heard the story of the lost princess? It all begins with a single drop of sunlight that falls to earth and grows into a magical golden flower. This flower had the power to heal the sick and injured. An old woman named Mother Gothel found it and used its magic to keep herself young for hundreds of years, hoarding its power all to herself. Nearby, a beautiful kingdom flourished, ruled by a beloved king and queen. The queen was about to have a baby, but she fell gravely ill. Desperate, the king sent his soldiers far and wide in search of a miracle, and they found the legendary golden flower. They used it to brew a tea that healed the queen, and soon after she gave birth to a baby girl. Princess Rapunzel, whose golden hair held the flower's magical healing powers. To celebrate her birth, the king and queen released a floating lantern into the sky, a tradition they would continue every year on her birthday. But happiness was short-lived. One night, the selfish Mother Gothel snuck into the castle. She tried to cut a lock of Rapunzel's hair, but discovered that cutting it turned it brown and powerless. So instead, she stole the child and vanished into the night. Gothel raised Rapunzel as her own daughter in a tall hidden tower, deep in a forest. She never let Rapunzel leave, telling her the outside world was a dangerous place, full of selfish people who would want to use her hair for its magic. Rapunzel's hair grew and grew, reaching an incredible 70 feet in length. Every day, Gothel would call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," and Rapunzel would toss her long golden braid out the window for Gothel to climb. Despite her isolation, Rapunzel was a bright and creative spirit. She painted every wall of her tower, read every book she had, and dreamed of the outside world. Her only companion was a little chameleon named Pascal. Every year on her birthday, she would see thousands of floating lights fill the distant sky. She didn't know they were for her, the lost princess, but she felt a strange connection to them and dreamed of one day seeing them up close. As her 18th birthday approached, Rapunzel gathered her courage. She asked Gothel if, for her birthday, she could go and see the floating lights. Gothel, of course, refused, singing a manipulative song about how dangerous the world was and how she was only protecting Rapunzel. Heartbroken, Rapunzel dropped the subject. Meanwhile, a charming and witty thief named Flynn Rider had just stolen something very important: the lost princess's crown. On the run from the palace guards and his former partners in crime, the Stabbington brothers, Flynn stumbled upon a hidden clearing and a mysterious tall tower. Seeing it as the perfect hiding spot, he climbed it. Once inside, he was promptly knocked out by Rapunzel with a frying pan. When he woke up, he found himself tied to a chair with her long golden hair. Rapunzel, having never seen another person besides Gothel, was both terrified and fascinated. She found the satchel he was carrying and hid the crown. She made a deal with him. If he took her to see the floating lights and brought her back safely, she would return his satchel. Flynn, wanting the crown back, reluctantly agreed. And so, for the first time in her life, Rapunzel left the tower. Her feet touched the grass, and she experienced a whirlwind of emotions, joy, fear, and pure excitement. Their journey was anything but smooth. They first ended up at a rough tavern called the Snuggly Duckling, filled with scary-looking thugs. Flynn thought they were done for, but Rapunzel, with her innocent charm, won them over by sharing her dream. It turned out all the thugs had secret dreams of their own, like being a concert pianist or a mime. They ended up helping Rapunzel and Flynn escape from the palace guards who had tracked them there. Mother Gothel soon discovered that Rapunzel was gone. Panicked, she found the hidden crown and the wanted poster for Flynn Rider. Realizing Rapunzel was with a thief, she set out to find her. She teamed up with the Stabbington brothers, promising them a greater treasure and their revenge on Flynn if they helped her get Rapunzel back. Rapunzel and Flynn's adventure continued. They got trapped in a flooding cave, and it seemed like all hope was lost. In the darkness, Rapunzel revealed that her hair glowed when she sang. This magical light guided them to an escape route. It was then that Flynn learned her secret. She healed a cut on his hand, and he realized just how special she was. He started to see her not just as a way to get his crown back, but as an incredible person. He even told her his real name, Eugene Fitzherbert. While Eugene went to gather firewood, Gothel found Rapunzel. She told her that Eugene did uncare about her and would abandon her as soon as he got what he wanted. To prove it, she gave Rapunzel the crown, telling her to give it to him and see what he would do. This planted a seed of doubt in Rapunzel's mind. The next day, they arrived at the kingdom. It was a whirlwind of new experiences for Rapunzel. She danced with the townspeople, tasted new foods, and painted on the streets. She saw the kingdom's symbol, a golden sun everywhere. It looked strangely familiar, like the sun she had been painting in her tower for years. That evening, Eugene took her out on a boat to see the lanterns. As the sun set, the king and queen released the first lantern, followed by thousands from the people below. It was more beautiful than anything Rapunzel had ever imagined. The sky was filled with light. In that magical moment, Rapunzel gave Eugene the crown, but he pushed it aside, telling her that she was his new dream. They were about to kiss when Eugene saw the Stabbington brothers on the shore. He went to give them the crown, wanting to be done with his old life for good. But it was a trap. They knocked him out, tied him to a boat, and sent him sailing towards the castle guards, making it look like he was escaping with the crown. They then made Rapunzel believe that Eugene had abandoned her. Heartbroken, Rapunzel agreed to go home with God. Back in the tower, as she looked at the sun symbol on a flag she'd brought from the kingdom, everything clicked. The sun symbol, the paintings in her tower, the floating lights on her birthday. She was the lost princess. She confronted Gothel, who angrily revealed the truth. Meanwhile, Eugene was captured and sentenced to be hanged. But the thugs from the Snuggly Duckling, along with the palace horse Maximus, rescued him. Eugene raced back to the tower to save Rapunzel. He climbed the tower, but when he got inside, he found Rapunzel chained up. Gothel stabbed him from behind. Rapunzel, desperate to save him, promised Gothel she would go with her willingly and never try to escape again, if only she would let her heal Eugene. Gothel agreed, but just as Rapunzel was about to use her magic, Eugene used his last bit of strength to cut off her hair. The long golden hair turned brown and lost all its power. Gothel's age instantly caught up with her. She rapidly aged into dust and fell from the tower, vanishing forever. Rapunzel held Eugene in her arms as he faded. She cried, and a single tear, still holding the sun's magic, fell on his cheek. It glowed, and he was healed. Rapunzel returned to the kingdom with Eugene. The king and queen instantly recognized their daughter. The family was finally reunited, and the entire kingdom celebrated. Eugene was pardoned, and he and Rapunzel eventually got married, living happily ever after. Rapunzel, the lost princess, was finally home, and she ruled her kingdom with kindness and wisdom, proving that your real power comes not from magic, but from the light you have inside. Thank you so much for watching our story recap of Tangled. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fairy tale stories. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like to see next.